Yo, what's up, YouTube? This your boy Cheney Live coming at y'all with another vlog once again. Yes, indeed, we back. We got some new stuff that we need to discuss. It's been a lot of drama in the news going on right now. Congressman Elijah Cummings, I don't know if you guys know him. He's the congressman out of Baltimore. He kind of flipped out. He was talking about the condition of the undocumented people that are coming across the border. He was just talking about how fed up he was with the conditions, how things were just so trashy, how things were just so dirty, how they were being separated from their families, and just how rough those circumstances and conditions are. And the funniest thing with his concern and with his argument with the ICE board per se, and with the staff members who are kind of in control of addressing those issues as they approach the border per se. The funniest thing about that is with all, he showed so much passion. He showed so much aggression. He showed so much frustration. He showed so much concern. I've got to see this man speak in public. The reason why I'm speaking on this is because I am from Baltimore City, born and raised. And as long as I've known this man to be a congressman, I never seen him aggressively respond to the needs or concerns of the people. Not saying that he doesn't do that. I'm not against him in any way. He's always been there from the time I've been there, from the time I've become an adult. He's always played a role as congressman. But I never seen so much fire, compassion, anger, frustration, when he speaks. And, it was just real interesting to me to see him respond that way when it came down to the illegal immigrant, undocumented persons that were coming to the border seeking asylum, as they say, okay? Now, with that being said, the funniest thing is, Donald Trump, as Willie D says, your president, nothing. This is not about Donald Trump, whether I like him or whether you like him or not. This is not about Donald Trump. But the most important thing is Donald Trump made a response to say, how is it that you're going to bring all of this heat about the conditions of the immigrants when in your own city that you oversee, the conditions are just as extreme, and in some cases maybe even worse than what these immigrants are facing. Cut them straight across the throat, hit them in the gut, boom, hit them hard. That was real funny to me that he made that statement, because I was raised in Baltimore, born and raised in Baltimore. I've seen the conditions go from bad to worse. And the funniest thing is so many people kind of flipped out. Trump's making a racist statement. He's attacking black people. He's attacking this. He's attacking it. No, he's not. Okay? What he said was very specific. He said that it's dirty. It's a lot of trash and pollution. Rats and roaches. If y'all haven't seen my Roach Lives Matter video, you need to see that, because it was a story that referenced when I lived in Baltimore. He talked about the crime rate. All of these things are true. All of these things are really happening to the people of the city. Baltimore is a great city. Like Baltimore, man, you know, is great people. It's a lot of money out there in Baltimore. It's a lot of people being successful out there in Baltimore. It costs a lot of money to live. It's considered a high class, high quality. It's up there, you know, when it's considered a place to live, to thrive. You know, it's an hour away from Washington, D.C. It's 2 hours away from Philadelphia. It's 3 hours away from New York City. It's like 9 hours away from Canada. You know, it's a great location to have access to the entire East Coast top to bottom. I mean, it's 3 hours away from Richmond, Virginia. You know, you can drive to Atlanta in like 9 hours, 8 hours if you turn it up a bit on the highway. You can drive to Florida. I mean, it's like the centerpiece of the East Coast. So it's not a bad place to live. However, yes, there are some major conditions that need to be addressed. And then to hear, and I don't know how true this is, but to hear Donald Trump say, we've invested billions and billions of dollars into Baltimore City. You know, I mean, I know he say billions and billions on everything. He billions and billions on everything, right? But to be real with you, I'm thinking to myself, where is those billions and billions of dollars that was invested into Baltimore? Where's that money? You know, I would expect to see it, you know, any new buildings or any construction or anything that's kind of new or taking place is kind of like privately owned. It's not something that the city took billions and billions of dollars to make these infrastructures and these great monuments and businesses and all of these things. It's not like it came from Congress. It's not like it came from the government. It's like people invested their own earnings, these companies, to create these casinos and all of these nice, great things that are developing in the city. So the billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that's coming from Congress and the government, I'm like, where's the money? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. There, when it comes to the inner city, you know, when it comes to the cultured community, I'm not going to say the hood or anything of that nature, but when it comes to the cultured communities, regardless what culture that may be, in Baltimore City, there's a lot of lack of resources. There's a lot of lack of jobs. There's a lot of lack of businesses, resource, opportunity, safe places to go for children, rec centers, and school materials, and schools are shutting down, and there's more schools closing than schools that are opening, and all of these things that are happening. And this stuff has been happening for years and years and years. I mean, this stuff has been happening since back in the day. So I'm starting to think, you know, growing up in Baltimore City, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of loved ones. There was a lot of friends that I grew up with that were murdered, that passed away from just natural health issues, did not have the resources that they needed to get the health care that they needed. The people that died from violent crimes, from selling drugs and things of that nature, you know, a huge amount of them. Just tons of young people that I grew up with that have died. Like, I'm talking 30, 40, 50, 60 people. When a kid is learning about death, they kind of learn through pets. You get your child a pet, a goldfish. You start with something small like that. When the goldfish die, the child cries, and they kind of, that's their experience with death. That's their first learning lesson with death. And then you work your way up to a cat. Then you work your way up to a dog. Then you work your way up. Then by the time their grandparents and the people that they love are passing away, by that time they already have at least a small inkling or a small understanding of what death is, and what the feelings and emotions and the repercussions of death and how it applies to their life. But in Baltimore, you don't learn about death from a goldfish, a cat, a dog. You're learning from death by Tommy, who was freaking 10 years old, who got shot in the streets. You're learning from death. It's more advanced when it comes to experiencing these emotions. So people are dying at a young age. And then I'm looking at, and to get back on topic, I'm looking at these billions and billions of dollars, and I'm thinking about all of these billions and billions of dollars. If the billions and billions of dollars were invested into the community, instead of Tommy dying at a dice game, or instead of Tim getting shot selling crack cocaine, maybe Tim could have walked up the street to the corner, and maybe he could have worked at some business that was in the community. Maybe he could have helped and volunteered with one of these projects that the city invested into to clean up certain areas, to reconstruct and rebuild all of these bandos, these abandoned homes. What if those billions were in the community? I got to think back and think to myself, how many of my friends that lost their lives in these scarce and rugged situations, how many of them would still be alive today if those billions and billions of dollars were actually put to use in the right place and actually put in the community? I've done community management personally, so I understand that these investments in the community actually make a difference. These events, we're going to have a block party. We're going to have an event for the community. We're going to just give out backpacks, back to school supplies. Let's have a back to school event, at the rec center. But first, before you can do a back to school event at the rec center, you got to have a rec center first. Instead of kids going trick or treating and going to all of these weird people's houses, let's have a Halloween party, if that's what you're into, at the rec center, at the school. Let's have our own thing. Let's do our own thing. Let's take these monies, these billions and billions of dollars that was invested for the community, and let's start doing things for the community. I'm talking about all the time I grew up, it was absolutely nothing for the community. It was like, you better stay your butt in the house if you don't want no trouble type. That was my community experience. If you went out there, you was gonna get into something. But with billions and billions of dollars, how many of my friends that I've lost would still be here? How many great things, how much further would I be in life with those types of investments given to us, given to the community, and dispersed properly. Now, that's not to say that they took the money, and some people saying they took the money, and some people are saying that they're cons, and some people saying that it's a crook. They're crooks. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but what I would say is, if it's not anything crooked, then all I would look at it is as poor financial management. Okay? Poor financial management. Not knowing how to use the money and where to put the money to make great things happen for the people. That's the problem. That could be the problem. Or it could be a crooked situation. Or it may not be a crooked situation. Or Donald Trump could be lying. Maybe it wasn't billions and billions of dollars invested in Baltimore. But it's just something to think about. I know with those types of numbers, there are a huge amount of changes that could happen to improve the circumstances and situations that the city is struggling with right now. So I hope that if there were billions, I want to know where the money is. If there weren't billions, I want to know why isn't the government investing and putting money into these situations and these areas. And then if they are doing it, I want to know, why is there poor financial management when it comes to the finances and the investments that the communities in Baltimore City really need? So with all that being said, man, this your boy Cheney Live. I had to do this video. These concerns touch home. All my loved ones and family is right there in the city, and I want the best for them. I want the best for my children. I want the best for my nieces, nephews, their children. I want the best for the city. So with all that being said, I want to thank y'all for vibing with me. I want y'all to comment. If y'all have some ideas, if it's anything that I'm missing, if it's anything that y'all think would make a difference, speak on it. Let me know. Put it in the comments. I saw a video today. Some people came from all over the country to go to Baltimore to start cleaning it up. Beautiful. It's amazing that people from Ohio and all of the surrounding areas, Pennsylvania, all these areas packed up, came to Baltimore and started cleaning up. Beautiful thing. My concern is, why are we not cleaning up our own stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, we really don't need nobody to come from this place and that place to come to our city to clean up our own backyard and our own alley. This is also a call for Baltimore to stand up and to do their own part as well. We got a responsibility. If you love Baltimore and if you love the city, then it's your part as well. It's our part as well to put our foot in and our hands in and get the work done. Let's make it a beautiful place, man, regardless. But with all that being said, it's your boy Cheney Live. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Continue to follow. Share the video. And let's continue to grow. And let's continue to make a difference, man. That's what we're here for. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. And I will see you on the next vlog. Out.